Linda had worked in the hospital for years and thought she had seen it all: long shifts, medical emergencies, and the usual chaos that came with the job. But nothing prepared her for what happened one night while she and a co-worker were on duty. They were passing through one of the quieter wings when a door suddenly creaked open all on its own. Curious, they stepped closer, only to find the room completely empty.
I don't see nothing. And it's just all it does is that. Huh? She gonna slam it on you.
We looking at a ghost, Miss CC?
That's all it does. All by itself. Maybe she's getting pissed off because you ain't paying attention.
Later that same night, as Linda walked down the corridor alone, the same door slammed shut with force, echoing through the hallway. From then on, it kept opening and closing at random intervals, as if controlled by an unseen hand. Neither of them knew what to do about this, so they simply put it up on social media to see what others thought. I wish them luck in banishing this ghost. The man had been living with strange activity in his house for a while, and over time, he'd grown used to addressing the spirit directly, even giving it the name Kevin. After so many small incidents such as doors creaking and objects shifting, he decided to test just how responsive this presence might be. One evening, he started up his microwave, then set his camera down on the counter, determined to capture something undeniable.
It's okay, Kevin. Don't be scared. If you want to show me you're here, open the microwave again. You gotta be shitting me! As I freaking asked you to. Thank you, buddy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell. Thank you, buddy. Okay. Explain that shit.
Speaking clearly, he asked the ghost to open the microwave door on camera. For a moment, nothing happened, and the kitchen was still. But then, with a slow and deliberate motion, the microwave door swung open all by itself. He stepped closer in disbelief, repeating Kevin's name as if to thank the entity for responding. After the incident, he admitted that while the moment was terrifying, it was also strangely validating. This was the clearest proof he had ever caught, and it showed that Kevin wasn't just lingering silently, but he was actively engaging. The man confessed he wasn't sure if he felt comforted by the connection or more unsettled by how powerful the spirit seemed to be, leaving him to wonder what Kevin might be capable of next. He had been battling strange disturbances in his home for weeks, the kind that made sleep nearly impossible and left him constantly on edge. After nights of hearing footsteps, bangs, and objects shifting when no one else was around, he finally decided to confront whatever was causing it head-on. With his camera in hand, he walked through the house, calling out with authority for the spirit to leave.
Tired of this. Get out of my house.
As he reached the kitchen and shouted for it to get out, the bin suddenly toppled over, spilling its contents across the floor. Panning the camera upward, the full chaos was revealed. Almost every drawer and cupboard gaping open, their contents strewn all over the room. The footage then abruptly cut to his bathroom, though why he had a camera in there remains a mystery. And that space was also in disarray, bottles and items being tossed around violently, as though something unseen was tearing the room apart. The man later shared that this was unlike anything he had ever experienced before. What began as small, occasional disturbances had escalated into an event that felt like a direct attack on his home. He admitted the footage terrified him to re-watch, leaving him wondering if demanding the ghost leave had only angered it further. A mother had been trying to comfort her young daughter, who for weeks insisted she was seeing monsters in her bedroom. Wanting to ease her fears, the mother set up cameras in the room, hoping the footage would prove there was nothing to be afraid of. For a while, it seemed like the setup worked, with her daughter finally able to sleep more peacefully. That is, until one night when a motion detector notification buzzed her phone. Curious, she opened the feed, and what she saw chilled her to the core. The footage showed a demonic-looking face peeking out from behind furniture in her daughter's room. The mother swore she hadn't seen anything with her own eyes when she checked the room, but on camera, it was unmistakable. The terrifying discovery left her shaken and certain that this was no childish imagination. After sharing the clip, she admitted that her family was already making plans to move out, unwilling to take any further risks with whatever presence was lurking in her daughter's space. Kyle Anthony had been dealing with strange activity in his home for some time, but nothing compared to what he recently caught on his crawlspace camera. Wanting peace of mind, he had set up the device to monitor the tight, dark space under his home, never expecting it to capture anything out of the ordinary. What he saw, however, left him rattled to his core.
I just saw the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Watch this. That looks like a person. Sorta. I screenshotted part of it and like brightened the image and stuff.
In the footage, a faint, human-like figure appeared in the crawl space, slowly coming into view before shifting back into the darkness. Its movement was unnatural, and the pale outline made it clear this wasn't an intruder, but rather it was something else entirely. Kyle admitted afterward that this was the scariest moment of his life. Unlike noises or shadows that could be brushed off, this was undeniable evidence caught on camera. Shaken by the idea of something lurking beneath his own home, he revealed that he now plans to have a priest bless the crawl space in hopes of driving away whatever entity is haunting it. A group of friends decided to spend their night parked outside a well-known haunted facility, a place that had gained even more notoriety for being used as a filming location for Hawkins' lab in Stranger Things. They weren't sure what to expect, but the eerie stillness of the building already had them on edge. As they sat in the car with the camera rolling, one detail immediately stood out.
No way. There's
Told
no
you!
way.
You thought it was crazy!
There's
It's
no
moving,
way
I can see it.
either.
It's closing.
Oh! It completely shut. That guy rolling up the window. It completely shut. The car is started.
Sorry, did you see it? She didn't. Oh my god. Oh my god.
opening.
Look, it's opening again. It's
Wait,
opening
take
again.
it on video, get on video.
Somebody record this.
I am.
This is paranormal experience.
Fuck, there's no wind either. Like, you can just look at the trees right now. They're not moving at all.
Completely abandoned. No wind. There's nothing in there.
Like, you can look at the plants, the tree, nothing is blowing. It's
Alright.
just opening.
There's no explanation for that. It's also so irregular that it can't be like.
It's opening. It's opening. It's opening. No.
Oh, it's opening fast.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
Oh my
That's the
God.
widest it's opened.
That fast too.
What is that?
It's opening and closing.
You're gonna need to send me that
You're
video.
filming this? Okay, thank God.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I need to know the history of this place.
Is that a person?
Yeah, we're gonna save ourselves. Don't worry.
What is that?
What is what?
Do you see that?
Oh,
Look at my
there's definitely
phone.
something moving inside. No, I see it.
What is that?
I see
Is
it.
that a person?
Is that a person?
Why does that looks like a person? I'm looking at JC's phone. It looks
Yeah,
like
it's a person.
I'm looking at his phone. It's literally a figure.
No, I see
You're
it.
recording
I
that,
see
right?
it. I see it.
Okay, so you could play back and show you guys.
Oh shit, okay, well, okay, I see it. It's different. Please put the window up. I see it. It's a dark figure.
driving.
It's a dark figure.
We're driving.
It's a dark figure.
We're
I
driving
don't like
away.
that.
Ooh, brakes are on.
Please, I see a dark figure moving.
Oh my God. That's why.
A door on the side of the building kept opening and closing on its own, creaking loudly each time. The group whispered nervously, watching as the door eventually swung all the way open, revealing nothing but darkness inside. Just when it seemed like that was all they were going to capture, the man behind the camera panned up toward a balcony. Standing motionless was a tall, human-like figure, watching them from above. It didn't shift, didn't flinch, and the stillness of its stance made it clear this wasn't just a late-night visitor, and it had to be an apparition. The friends quickly drove off, their nerves shot, later admitting that the experience was far more terrifying than anything they'd expected to find. And with the Hawkins lab location already steeped in both cinematic fame and chilling local lore, the encounter left them wondering if the building's history had only amplified whatever presence still lingered there. Marcio had just begun moving into his new home, the kind of fresh start he had been looking forward to for months. Boxes and belongings were scattered across the floor as he tried to settle in, but the excitement quickly faded when he began hearing strange voices echoing faintly through the empty rooms. At first, he thought it had to be neighbors or noise from outside, but the tones were too clear and seemed to come from inside the house itself. Uneasy, he pulled out his phone to start filming, determined to catch proof of what he was experiencing.
Estamos aquí en la funeraria, otra vez, con ruidos raros. Entonces, pues, está solo. Ahora sí, ¿cuál pinche que se ve? Que nada. Estoy solo. Estoy solo a la chingada. Estoy solo. A la chingada. A la chingada. A la vez. No mames, no mames, no mames. A la chingada.
As soon as he began recording, one of the glass pillar-like objects he had just placed collapsed violently, scattering pieces across the floor before the video cut out. In the aftermath, Marcio admitted he was deeply unsettled. Moving into a new place was supposed to feel exciting, but instead he found himself questioning whether he had walked straight into a haunted home. With activity happening on day one, he is already having serious second thoughts about staying there. Sergio was winding down for the night, sitting in his bedroom and watching TV like any other evening. Nothing felt unusual at first, but the quiet comfort didn't last long. Without warning, the closet door beside him creaked and swung open on its own. As Sergio turned toward it in shock, another door across the room slammed shut, as if to punctuate the moment. Shaken, he sat frozen for a while before switching off the TV and leaving the room entirely. Later, he admitted that while he had suspected something strange in the house before, this was the first time the activity felt like it was directly targeting him. Now he's left wondering whether the spirit is just trying to get his attention, or if it wants him gone. Juan Ferrada was having a nice and relaxed night watching television and slowly dozing off to sleep. He was getting closer and closer to rest, and his eyes were slowly closing, so he decided to power off the TV and call it a night. However, it was when he did this that his front door started knocking really aggressively. Out of fear, Juan entered freeze mode and couldn't move, unsure of who could be so demanding of entering his house at this late hour. Eventually, he buckled up the courage to check it out, and it was the last thing he could have possibly expected. Somehow, there was nobody on the other side of the door, and no matter how many times he chose to open and close it, still, no one appeared. It was almost as if the knocking was coming from thin air, which is obviously impossible, so this had to be a spirit. Juan is currently in contact with several ghost hunters who are expertised on the matter, and it is only a matter of time before he gets the help he needs. I wish him all of my luck. On January the 23rd of 2018, a video was uploaded to Facebook that would cause everybody who witnessed it to question everything about life. It was captured by a man called Diana Ramos, and he had never experienced anything that he would label as paranormal before. Whilst this did mean he wasn't confident in the existence of ghosts though, he was open to changing his interpretation, and this event definitely did that. Take a look.
Oye, en la cámara acaba de pasar ahorita una niña corriendo. Oye, la niña que llora. Oye, te juro que en la cámara acaba de pasar ahorita corriendo, una niña. Oye, ha corrido hacia acá. Oye, te juro que ha pasado ahorita una niña corriendo. Ahorita mira, te voy a hacer el video.
In the corner of his eye, Diana noticed some sort of human figure gliding behind the doctor, and it was well known that nobody was in that room. After reviewing the footage and showing it to everyone else in the room, they all agreed he wasn't just seeing things, and this was an urgent matter. The doctor informed his boss of the incident, and they agreed he could relocate to another room if it bothered him, and he took the offer. Hopefully this spirit doesn't follow him there too. Just hours before this next clip was recorded, a couple were happily enjoying their joint day off together without the kids. They hadn't had so much time together in ages, but instead of choosing to go to a fancy restaurant or a proper day out, they thought staying home was the best idea. For a while, things were peaceful, as they should have been, and there was no sign of anything out of the ordinary happening. Until there was. All sorts happened in their house, and they were forced to sprint to church and ask for help. Unfortunately, the priest needed proof of what caused this, so they had to go back into the house with a camera, and this is what was filmed.
Są tylko klucze.
O, ale masz schody.
Ja muszę stąd wziąć tylko klucze.
Okej.
Wychodzimy.
Dobra.
Wychodzimy.
Wychodźmy szybko. Co to miało? Popatrz.
Agnieszka, ze spokojem. Tu się dziwne uszkodzenie przeżyć.
Ja się boję, Bomba, wyjdźmy stąd już, proszę cię, co?
Słyszysz? Mówiłem ci, że tu się dzieją dziwne rzeczy.
Co się dzieje?
Idziemy. Czekaj, muszę zamknąć dom.
Literally, all sorts happened when they returned, and to call this a paranormal surge would be a disrespectful understatement. This stuff was on a whole different level, and the priest agreed after seeing the footage. They are scheduled to visit in a few days' time, so from now, it's just fingers crossed until something happens. If you were to guess 3 places that were most likely to be haunted, I bet your guesses would include the basement, a graveyard, and some sort of medical center. If you did say one of these 3 things, you were right, and this upcoming video proves that. When Paddy's mother was hospitalized for the foreseeable future, he visited the facility a lot to check up on her. However, there was one area of the hospital that was strictly forbidden. It was what used to be the waiting room, but after rumors of some sort of ghost terrorizing it, the owners of the hospital had to relocate the room and deem this one out of bounds. One day though, curiosity got the better of Paddy, and he decided to do a little bit of investigating. He thought this story was a load of rubbish, and maybe it was a cover-up to try and hide something. This is what happened on his voyage.
Ay. Maganda na 311 ngayon ah. Pwede. Ay, takina. Ay, shit. Ay.
For a small period, nothing much happened, and Paddy was becoming extremely convinced that his theory was correct. He was looking everywhere to see if there was something that could possibly be a hidden piece of information, and finally, he found something. It definitely wasn't what he expected, though. Out of seemingly nowhere, a human-looking figure appeared in the corner of the room, and it was dressed in a purely white robe. The thing that made this even weirder than it was is that when Paddy panned the camera back to the corner, the spirit had disappeared entirely. After showing this evidence to his friends, they all said it must have been a weird light casting, but Paddy had a feeling that this was real, and being the one in the room, his verdict is the most important. Let me know what you think in the comments. The Devil's Tramping Ground is a North Carolina hotspot for paranormal activity, and many people are too scared to give it a visit. Fortunately for us, a man called Kevin, who professes in ghost hunting across the United States, decided to visit the location to help show people that ghosts don't actually harm people, they just play with them. Throughout the video, small things happen that could easily be excused for a natural cause, but at one point, something truly unsettling took place, and you should have a watch.
Maybe ever who was here before had to get out here in a hurry.
Probably because the police showed up. Like, hey, not allowed to be here. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Is there anything in it?
No.
In the background of the video, a white human figure was walking through the forest, as if it was just a regular day. This definitely wasn't a human because of its full, white appearance, and the way its movements glided, so Kevin was 100% certain this was a poltergeist upon reviewing the footage. 36,000 people saw this video, and that's 36,000 people who will never want to visit this location. When a married couple are both suffering from poltergeist activity together, you would think it had become slightly easier, but that could not be further from the truth. The following video captures a paranormal surge that happened in a couple's household, and the scariest thing is that this wasn't even the first time one happened. For the past month, they have both been experiencing this, and it is no surprise that the wife said what she did at the end.
Maybe I don't know, but this shit, it's like starting to really creep me out.
Yeah, that's why I said let's put it all away.
Baby, I know, but I'm just like nervous.
I'm getting upset because
we're gonna close it off. Let's close it away. Let's. Oh shit, baby, baby. I was trying to put it away and fuck. What was that? Well, I'm a like that. Did I hurt you, baby? Did I hurt you? Did I bump into you?
Yes.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm real sorry.
I'm done.
Baby, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was not my intentions, honey. Hold on.
I want to stop.
How the f that mother moving like that? Literally, baby, you see that? You see that shit?
I told you, I'm literally done with this. I'm about to just go in the other room because you're starting to piss me off.
Baby.
I don't want to play around with this shit no more.
Baby, I'm telling you, I don't want to play it neither, but it's just crazy, baby.
Like, are you serious?
The wife was done with all of it and thought that if they stopped entertaining the ghost with a reason to haunt them, then it would eventually stop. I hope that this is a true theory and that her husband actually takes action on it, but I guess we will never know. A few years ago, a TikTok account was made called The Dark Truth, and its only goal was to document a haunting that a man was going through. It was really bad, and he supposedly couldn't go more than 2 days without something strange happening, so it was only a matter of time before he sought the internet for advice. One day, he decided to do a live stream to showcase that his short videos were not staged at all, and that things would happen at random points in the day. Something weird happened in this stream, but I'm going to let you figure out what.
Once I have an idea, it what? It wants to be afraid of it. Let's get what? Huh? My sink? This is my kitchen. My sink? What do you mean my sink? What do you mean my sink? Don't even say that. That'd be scary. I have to live here by myself. Oh, hell no. Hell no.
At first, the man didn't even realize what was going on behind him, and it was very sneaky from the spirit. It was toying with him to a new extreme, and even threw something down the stairs while he was innocently sitting on them. If I was this man, I would contact a ghost hunter immediately, and for his own safety. I really, really hope he does. Ghosts like this are not easy to deal with at all when faced alone. Ian, better known online as the Midwest Ghost Hunter, has been featured on this channel countless times, traveling solo to some of the most haunted places in America. In this clip, he was once again exploring the same abandoned theater completely alone at night. Determined to dig deeper than before, he made his way down into the building's basement, a level long rumored to hold some of the theater's darkest energy.
Okay, there's definitely someone in there. Sounds like people talking in here. Hello? Who's in there? Talk to me. What's your name? Oh my gosh. Is there someone in here? There's literally nobody in here. And yet it sounded like there were. Oh. What's that smell? That smells like cigar smoke. Alright, I know somebody's down here with me. Could you give me a sign of your presence? That door just opened! Oh my god! What just happened? Look at that. What? Are you serious? How do you explain that? That drawer just...
While walking through one of the side hallways, he suddenly stopped. There were voices, faint, but definitely there. They didn't sound like echoes or animals. They were human, speaking low and steady from somewhere deeper in. He followed the sound. As he reached the far end of the corridor, the voices abruptly stopped. He turned to scan the area when, just ahead of him, a drawer slid open by itself. He froze, stunned, and backed away, breathing heavily. He opened and closed the drawer to make sure it wasn't rigged or already loose, but it had been shut tight before. Remember to subscribe because this story will be continuing in future videos. The following video was captured by a man called Paul, who had absolutely no belief in anything from the paranormal world. The mere mention of spirits made him laugh in the face of whoever spoke the word, and the shock that would come to him if he actually came across one would be indescribable. In the video that I am about to show you, Paul was in his house doing some maintenance jobs that his wife set whilst she was out working when all of a sudden, a dark and eerie feeling swarmed the room, which gave him the instinct to press record, and this is what was caught.
En el televisor solo. Los exteriores de Chile finalmente redundan en la gestión y administración del territorio.
Strangely, the television was turned on by itself, but this is only one of the things that happened. This wasn't just a paranormal incident in isolation, it was many combined. The bell tower started chiming, as if a force had acted upon it, but we can clearly see that nothing has. Furthermore, it throws bottles, and something even hits the feet of Paul towards the end of this video. Paul did not believe in the paranormal world one bit before this video. But after it, saying he was questioning his feelings would be an understatement. In July of 2018, a family in New Orleans were sitting down together watching some television when the youngest child noticed something very strange. They pointed at the cabinets beneath the TV and claimed that they were moving by themselves, so the parents paused the television to take a look. For roughly a minute, nothing happened, and they were debating putting the television back on, as they were quite enjoying their show. However, moments later, this happened, and it kept them glued to their seats, and not to mention their mouths glued closed.
Okay, guys, we're in our room, and, you know, things are a little strange. So, I'm gonna see if I can, see what's going on and see if we can get somebody to respond. So, if you're in here, please let us know. Okay, I know y'all see that, right? Nobody's touching nothing. Yeah, spooky.
It was very fortunate that the father decided to take his phone out to record this incident, because the child was correct and the cabinet moved on its own accord. We could clearly see inside of the cabinet as it was moving, and nothing was seen inside, meaning that whatever caused this must have been invisible. The kid says that it was most definitely a ghost, but the parents just can't teach themselves to buy into that opinion. I'm keen to see what you think in the comments. What would you do if random objects started moving inside of your house without any human interaction? My prediction is that you would run away and shout, because I know for certain that would be my reaction. Well, the man in the following video handled it much differently. His name is Sam, and throughout his life he always felt as if someone or something was watching him. These feelings became so bad that he even had to go and seek therapy for it to see if any past traumas could be triggering it. But little did anybody know what was actually behind the feeling.
Hay algo. Ay, ¿qué pido? No mames, ¿qué pido? Se está moviendo el banquito solo. No mames. ¡Ah, su puta madre!
A ghost must have been behind it all along. Unlike most people who cower in the face of paranormal activity, Sam was cool and collected here, acting as a good example for how to behave. However, it makes no sense why he would be this way. For a first time, experience the reaction was way too chill and laid back, with many speculating it was because this was fake. Hold on though, because it wasn't. Perhaps over the years, Sam was starting to think that the feelings came from a spirit, so when it actually decided to haunt him, it came as no surprise. The truth is that there are no real answers out there, and it is up for interpretation. A bedroom is meant to be a safe space for people to go to when they want to drown out all of the noise from the world. And in the clip that I am going to show you shortly, Hannah was using it for this exact reason. She had experienced a horrible day at college, and when she came home, the only thing that she truly desired was her bed. But she had no idea that something was going to step in her way. The time was 11 p.m., and Hannah was still on her mobile phone, scrolling through social media in order to forget about the day, but she was beginning to consider going to sleep. Just as she came to the decision to rest though, this happened.
Yo, what the heck?
Somehow, the sound of knocking could be heard on the other side of the door, and it was a repetitive knock that supposedly lasted 2 minutes. Hannah didn't think to record for the majority of the situation, but we are lucky she came to that choice eventually. After catching the knocking on camera, Hannah knew that she needed to prove its authenticity in order to post it online, so searched the bathroom that the knocking came from. To absolutely nobody's surprise, it was empty. One of the most prominent places to become haunted in a house is the basement, and the only place in contention is the attic. The basement is where all of the dodgy things happen because it is tucked away and hidden from the rest of civilization. In our next clip, a mother of two was doing some cleaning around the house when she started to hear a weird noise coming from down in the basement. She was too frightened to go and check without company, so called to her daughter for aid, who agreed to go down there with her. Fortunately, nothing dangerous was on the other side of the door, but something weird definitely was.
And this is my basement. Summer. Tell me it's in the same box as Chucky right now.
Yeah, it's right there.
What?
Yeah, it's in there.
Right, but it hasn't been touched, and all of a sudden, after all of these months, and it's off.
After taking a moment to actually identify where the sounds were coming from, they found out it was in a Christmas box, and the noise was a Santa toy. Curious to see how it had turned itself on, the mother reached into the box and pulled it out, revealing the most frightening part of this story. The switch was off. No matter how many experts have tried to debunk this video, none of them have been able to and haven't recorded an explanation for the Santa incident. The mother is currently contacting ghost hunters to see if they can be of any aid. Sarah first started doing real estate 3 years before this next video was taken, and in all of those years, she has never experienced anything like this. Roughly 1 year into her real estate adventure, she purchased a property for people to rent in order to achieve consistent income, but little did she know that this would be a poor purchase. Over the course of 1 year, 15 people broke the contract of the property and left. So now the government forced her to inspect the place and send footage to them to prove that it was a safe environment to live in. This is what she ended up submitting. Have a look.
Esta casa se ha limpiado muchísimas veces porque la gente no dura rentando. Rompe el contrato por una u otra cosa y tuvimos que venirla a limpiar el día de hoy porque ya mañana se van a mover. Se las quiero enseñar. Lo raro es que dice el realtor que no dura la gente. Esta casa se ha limpiado muchísimas veces porque rompe el contrato a la gente. Ay, no mames. Ya es noche. Estoy sola. Chingados estoy. No hay nada. Esta pinche casa la han rentado un chingo de veces y no sé por qué rompe el contrato la gente. Ay, no, déjenme regresar así porque me dio cosas a la pinche puerta. Y dicen los señores que rentan aquí que miran demasiadas cosas. La gente no dura viviendo aquí. Rompe el contrato, así que vamos a grabar un poquito para allá. Ese pinche cuarto ahí, no sé qué fregados es. Ya las muchachas me están esperando allá afuera. Miren, allá me da cosa. Tengo que prender la luz. Ahorita voy a ir a prender la luz para seguir grabando. ¿Te imaginas? Para que la gente rompa el contrato acá, es porque de plano no aguantan a vivir aquí. Y ahorita les voy a enseñar lo demás para allá. Déjenme prender la luz. ¿Dónde está la luz acá? Ahorita les voy a enseñar. Esta es una recámara. Se está poniendo ahorita tenso. Entonces, el Señor dice que ya van varias familias que rompen el contrato. No sé qué es lo que pasó aquí. Nunca me ha dicho el realtor qué es lo que... Chingados, que... Nunca me ha dicho el realtor qué es lo que realmente ha pasado, pero sí la hemos limpiado varias veces porque no dura la gente. Y eso sí, la verdad es algo extraño, que no dure nadie. Yo no sé si tú has vivido en una casa así, donde te hayas tenido que haber salido por algo o roto el contrato. Ahorita les voy a enseñar qué es eso que se escucha. ¡Ey! ¿Andan acá? No mames. Espérenme. Iba a dejar grabando, pero la neta ya me está dando cosa. Se escucha el ruido para acá. No sé qué sea. Escucha mucho ruido. Yo creo que me voy a tener que ir. No sé. Tengo que ir a apagar la luz de ella porque se está poniendo ya. Ay, no. Creo que me voy a regresar mañana mejor. Ya me voy a la chica. Esa pinche luz, la de acá la tengo que apagar.
It seems that the reason so many people decided to break the renting contract and leave the house early is because it was haunted, which is very reasonable. Sarah realized she had a huge problem on her hands because nobody was going to move in now, and she would be forced to lower the rent. In one last desperate attempt to keep rent high, though she is currently in contact with a ghost hunter to come and cleanse the place. But since her motivation is profit, she will be charged a high amount. In the following video, a man was staying at his father's house because he had received tragic news. He would be sent into hospital 3 days from the time of recording due to a disease that proved fatal later down the line. At the time, though, the man had no idea of the outcome. The time was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the father went to the local shop to get some food for them both to eat later on. The son was used to waiting around in this Priopet, since it hadn't changed since all the way back when he was a child, making it a nostalgic place. However, something was different. He just couldn't pin what. It was some sort of feeling swarming his body to leave the place, but he knew he shouldn't. It was literally his father's place of residence. The poor bloke lived to regret this decision.
Estoy acá en la casa de mi hijo, acá del campo. Bueno, acá se ve un patio, pero es todo campo. Y me senté 2 segundos acá y... ¿Lo ven? ¿Lo ven ahí? Hace unos segundos se está asomando algo y... Yo veo... ¿Ven? ¿Lo ven? ¿Se ve? ¿Ven? Mira. ¡Ey! ¡Ey! Concha de la lora. No veo nada, la puta de re mi parió. Madre. Me doy vuelta todo alrededor, no hay nada, La casa estaba abandonada porque dejamos todas las cosas ahí, pero... Se escucha algo. Uy, concha de la lora. No, estoy re loco. Bueno, si vieron algo... Me dicen en los comentarios. No se puede creer.
Out of nowhere, an apparition came into view, and what made it ever more horrifying was that nobody was actually there. It was either a figment of his imagination or a ghost, but after checking back on the camera footage, he knew this was as real as it gets. Ian, also known as the Midwest Ghost Hunter, is the most known person on this channel, and if you have ever watched one of my videos, you will know why. His profession is recording ghostly videos in some of the most haunted places that Midwest America has to offer, and this definitely comes with frights. His videos last up to 2 hours long, meaning they are perfect to include in my videos, and the one that you are about to be exposed to took place in an abandoned asylum, and he was alone. Take a look.
That wind is absolutely nuts tonight. This place is absolutely nuts. I'm not even halfway through this place, and that tells me I'm in for a long night. Doris, are you in here? I know we spoke earlier. I'm down in your kitchen now. Whoa. What was that? It almost looked like a ray of light over here. Doris, was that you I just seen? Hello? Whoa. I just seen it over here now. It's like a yellowish glow. Thank you for showing yourself, Doris. Ooh, it's that fan again. Are you cooking something? What are you cooking? Whoa. Okay. I'm starting to lose it. I just heard. It sounded like humming, almost. Doris, was that you? There it is again. That same glow. It was just in that cooler. That walk-in cooler right there. Are you in this cooler? Hello?
The most frightening part of this interaction was the ghostly glow by far, because it almost confirmed to Ian that it was present. Furthermore, it started humming, so this spirit must have wanted to be seen. Who knows the reasons why? Subscribe for more clips of Ian. Christopher Aron was walking around his daughter's bedroom, just tidying up and making sure everything was in order before bedtime. It was a quiet night, but as he moved through the room, he couldn't shake the strange feeling crawling over him. It was like the air had shifted, or as if he wasn't completely alone. Trusting his instincts, he pulled out his phone and started recording, hoping he was just being overly cautious.
Cat's downstairs. It wasn't her. I guess that's my son. Any other signs? Can you open the other door? Can you open the other oven door? Will you open the other door? Thank you. Now I know you're here. Can I get any other sign at all
In the footage, the toy oven door slowly creaked open by itself. There's no one near it, no vibrations, no obvious cause. The motion is smooth and unsettling, as if something unseen had deliberately opened it. Christopher stands still for a moment, caught off guard, then lowers the camera with a confused expression. After checking the toy thoroughly and finding nothing wrong, no loose parts or built-in springs, he steps out of the room. He replays the footage a few times in the hallway, growing more uneasy with each watch. It wasn't dramatic, but it felt too intentional to ignore. Something about that quiet, controlled movement gave him chills. He doesn't want to jump to conclusions, but he also can't forget what he saw. Whatever is happening, it's real enough to keep him on edge. Just after midnight, Leandro was lying in bed when he heard strange rustling noises coming from the back room. At first, he thought maybe something had fallen, but the sounds kept going, too sharp, too deliberate. Curious and slightly on edge, he grabbed his phone and walked over to check it out.
1 de julho de 2023. Nunca deixe sua porta aberta, ou isso vai acontecer na sua casa.
Será que é gato que tá aqui? Mexendo nas coisas? Mas não tem ninguém aqui. Ai, caramba. Acho que tem alguém aí. Que isso? Para! Que isso? Quem tá aí? Tranquei. Meu Deus, cara. Mãe.
O que tá acontecendo?
Não sei. Parece que tem alguém aqui.
Nossa, tem que parar desses vídeos aqui. Eu tô com medo já dessas coisas. Não tem ninguém,
Mas...
tem batendo na porta e meio que...
When he opened the door, the entire room was in disarray. Items were scattered all over the place, as if something had been tearing through it in a frenzy. It reminded him of the way a cat might destroy a room, but the problem was, he didn't have a cat. He stood there in silence for a moment, trying to process what he was seeing, then stepped back out and shut the door. That's when the handle began to rattle violently, like something was trying to get out. Startled, Leandro flung the door open again, but this time, the room was completely still. No movement, no sound, no sign of anyone or anything inside. He checked the back door too, just in case. It was locked, dead-bolted, no way in or out. Now he's even more unsettled than before, knowing whatever it was didn't leave through the door, if it left at all. It was just past midnight when the mother heard her baby moving around through the monitor. At first, it sounded like normal restlessness, but something about it made her uneasy. She grabbed the infant optics camera and tuned in for a better look, just to be sure everything was all right.
Okay. That's not possible. Is that the light? What the fuck is that? What is that? What is it? Look at the way, look! It's lingering. Is it the light outside? Like, what is happening right now? There's no other light. How is this possible? Like, there's no pinhole empty. Like, the curtains, I pulled the curtains closed. You guys, what the fuck is this? And it's not leaving. It's getting near her. Oh my god. Did she just touch it? Where did it go?
On the screen, a strange glowing orb was floating slowly around the crib. It wasn't dust, and it wasn't a reflection. The light had direction, almost like it was exploring. Then it drifted closer to the baby, and just as her child reached out and touched it, the light vanished instantly, as if it had never been there at all. The mother's heart dropped. She rushed into the room but found nothing unusual, just her baby lying calmly in the crib, looking up at her. The whole thing felt surreal. She checked the camera feed again to make sure she hadn't imagined it. The footage was still there, clear as day. Some believe orbs like that are signs of spirits or lingering energy, and if that's true, she's not sure what it wanted with her child. Since that night, she hasn't left the camera off for a single second. Jason and a few of his friends were messing around inside the old county jail, a place long since shut down and barely touched. His dad knew the building manager, so getting access wasn't hard. They weren't ghost hunters, not even close. They were just teenagers filming a parody of those ghost shows, goofing around and pretending to chase spirits. Nothing serious, just laughs. But everything changed when they got back and started editing the footage.
All right, so we're in the phase of the investigation now where everybody breaks off in their own little areas with, you know, a handy cam, and we're just sort of checking around to see if we can find anything on our own. And hopefully, you know, each one of us finds our own evidence and our own personal stories. Just sort of checking around.
In one of the shots, as Jason walks past a holding cell window, something unnatural comes into view. There's a face, clear as day, right behind the glass. It's not Jason, and it's not his friends, who were all accounted for at the booking desk behind the camera. The cell itself was locked and being used for storage. But in the frame, a man's face is pressed against the glass, like he's screaming in silence. And as Jason's body moves past the window, the face fades away like smoke. They hadn't noticed it while filming, only later. Jason swears that room was empty. He doesn't know who it was, and he doesn't really want to. Whatever they caught in that cell wasn't part of the joke. William Davies had long suspected his house was haunted, but that night he felt something more than just eerie. A cold chill made him uneasy, like something bad was about to happen. Wanting to capture whatever was causing the strange sensations, he set up his camera in the kitchen and started recording.
Shit. The fuck? Can't be normal. Take any more of this. Battery's going dead. Fucking piece of shit. What? Makes no fucking sense. Something's there. Something's definitely there. You alright, Benja? You alright? Can you send some? You can send some, can't you? They're there, aren't they? I can see you, just see you in the corner there, dog.
The footage shows the cupboard door opening all by itself. William quickly closes it, but moments later it opens again on its own. He shuts it once more, only to feel a sudden movement behind him. He turns around slowly, his heart pounding, convinced something unseen is right there. The atmosphere in the room feels heavy and filled with a dark presence. William didn't stay to find out more. He decided it was time to call in professional help to figure out exactly what was haunting his home. Whatever was there wasn't going to let him rest easy anytime soon. Wyatt's daughter suddenly started crying in the middle of the night. so he went into her room to check on her and decided to record just in case something unusual was happening.
Days like today are no fun. No fun at all.
Is it real?
Yeah.
Can I get it now?
Stay there. Come on, buddy. Yeah, you can go. All right. It's okay.
The footage shows the basement door rattling heavily on its own. Wyatt walks over and checks behind the door, but finds nothing there. Then the pantry door starts rattling the same way, and he moves back and forth between the two doors, each time finding no explanation for the noises. Feeling unsettled, he chooses to take his daughter back to her room to calm her down. After that night, Wyatt decided it was time to bring in a priest to bless the home, hoping to put an end to whatever restless presence was causing the disturbances and finally bring some peace to his family. Whether this solution worked or not, I do not know, but all I can do is wish this family all of the luck that I can. A big family was all gathered in the living room, excited because the eldest brother had just come home and they were planning to go to the movies soon. While everyone was getting ready, one of the kids asked for some cereal from the pantry. A week later, out of curiosity, they decided to watch back some footage from that day.
Jody, what are you doing?
Waiting for you. When are we gonna go see the movie?
After we eat, we'll go to the movie. My dad is in town. Mike Webb, say hello.
Hello, say hello.
Hello, and my new mom.
Can I get something to eat?
Yes,
All
go
right.
for it.
Just cereal for now. And eat on the counter.
Jody, you're not feeling good? Oh, no. After the movie, you'll feel fine.
As the camera pans toward the pantry, a shadowy figure can be seen standing just inside, staring right at them. The spirit's presence was unnoticed at the time, but now it is clear something or someone was watching them that whole afternoon. The family is left shaken, but also curious about what else might be lingering in their home. They have started considering calling in a professional to investigate further, hoping to understand if the presence is harmless or something they need to take seriously. For now, they are on high alert, keeping a closer eye on the pantry and the rest of the house. The family kept noticing more strange things happening around the pantry. The main issue was that the pantry would open by itself every night it was closed when they went to sleep, but mysteriously open by morning. The eldest son decided to stay up one night and film it for himself.
Okay, it's 12:34. September 19th. Nothing so far.
In the footage, the pantry door slowly creaks open on its own again, and just as the kid reaches out to close it, a ghostly apparition appears pressed against the glass, its hands clearly visible. Shocked but determined, he quickly opens the pantry door to check if someone or something was really inside, but there was nothing there. The family is now more unsettled than ever and debating whether to bring in a specialist or try to cleanse the house themselves as they try to figure out what the spirit wants and how to safely move forward. Expert John came around to investigate, confident he would quickly prove there was nothing going on. At first, nothing happened, and he started to think the eldest son was just imagining things, but then things took a turn.
Hi, I'm John. It's day 10, 12:03 a.m. Still nothing happening.
Go, go. Dude. Look out, look out, look out. Oh my God. What the? I don't know. That's crazy. Dude. I told you. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Go, go.
In the footage, you can hear slow, heavy breathing coming from behind the pantry door, and soon after, the same ghostly hands appear pressed against the glass again. John reaches out and actually touches them, but before he can react, a sudden face jump scares him on camera. When he opens the door, there's still nothing there. After this intense encounter, the family decided it was time to seriously consider moving out. They just couldn't live with whatever was haunting their pantry and disrupting their lives. The Alchemist Theater is a haunted location in Wisconsin, but Phil Koch had something to say about that. He always believed in the paranormal world, but never bought into this specific place being a part of it, and wanted to disprove his own thoughts. This is why Mr. Koch decided to visit the location with good enough gear to capture evidence and force himself to believe that the Wisconsin Alchemist Theater was, in fact, haunted. This is the evidence that he was able to uncover.
I've been sitting here for a while. Nothing going on. What the hell? Something just moved. Something just moved behind me. Jeez. Something just moved behind me. Jeez. Okay. I don't know if I see anything. Have a look here. Oh crap, I don't know if that seat was down. I have no idea. All the seats are up in this theater. This one's down. Huh.
Strangely, the seat behind Phil Koch moved on its own accord, and it was almost as if the spirit had decided to join him in taking a seat. This spooked Phil to the maximum, who investigated the surrounding area of the seat to be certain that nothing caused it, and as expected, there was nothing. One conclusion was drawn from this: The Alchemist Theatre was really haunted, and the hunter had to leave before they became the hunted. Phil walked home that night in constant fear that he was being watched, and he couldn't identify why this feeling was overpowering his others. It wasn't as if anybody else was there with him. Fortunately, he was able to make it all the way back home without anything out of the ordinary happening. But that does not mean nothing happened in his own home. He had only been relaxing for 10 minutes when this piece of footage was captured.
So I'm in my bunker. Nobody's home, and Michael and I were talking about how we think the house is haunted again. Things are falling down and weird stuff. So, I'm calling out all ghosts. All ghosts. Is there somebody here? Say something into this little microphone here. My regular recorder isn't working. Go ahead. Say something loud. You know, Jesus! Something loud, you know. Jesus! Oh, crap. That scared the crap out of me. Okay, stuff is falling down. I thought, what the hell fell down? I saw everything fall off the shelf. Okay. Talking to the thing. Jeez, what the hell is... Anything else? I wonder if I'm getting any EVPs. This is why I got out of the ghost hunting business. This kind of stuff just freaks me out. Anybody else want to do anything while I'm here? Mary's gonna be so pissed. Alright. Anything? Don't throw anything at me. You can come to the damn party. I don't care. You're here. Stay. Scare my guests. Just don't scare me. And now I gotta pick this stuff up. Stupid ghosts. Alright. Fine. I gotta watch this and see exactly what happened. Goodbye.
This time around, items inside of Phil's home fell to the ground, and as an experienced man in the field, he knew exactly what had happened. A ghost of some form penetrated the house, and there was one likely conclusion. It must have been the one from the theater. Sometimes spirits have the tendency to attach to people who visit their locations and haunt them for life. I am sure that Phil Koch will find a way to detach it, though. On June the 23rd of 2014, a teenage boy was in his room when he got the sudden urge to start filming. His room had been acting weird recently, with random objects falling from shelves unprompted. It is not what you want to see at all. Anyway, back to the sudden urge to film. The boy gave in and took out his phone to see what he could catch on camera, and he expected the poltergeist to get a tad bit camera shy. But this is the opposite of what actually occurred.
Been hearing noises again. It's happening as usual. See? Daylight this time. Coming from over there. Couldn't see. Old PlayStation games fell down. Fuck me. Fucking stupid is this? Oh, I'm sick and tired of doing this. Sorry about the angle. That's what I have to put up with. Oh. What's in the move again? Mate, what the f is going on? Fucking stupid. Fucking battery's dying. Fucking battery. Oh my god, it's bad.
Instead of turning shy and not causing anything to happen at all, the ghost started constantly launching CDs to the ground, and it was some scary stuff. The boy fortunately stayed strong and kept putting them back where they belonged, but no matter what he did, they ended up back on the floor. He is currently in talks with his parents trying to make them believe him, so I send him all of the luck that I can possibly offer. Leandro was home alone one night while his mother was out at a party. The house was quiet, but something about the silence felt off. He couldn't shake the sensation that he wasn't really alone, like the air itself had changed. It wasn't fear exactly, it was more like pressure, a weight he couldn't explain. To calm himself, he grabbed his phone and began filming, hoping that recording would make him feel more in control.
Veja o que aconteceu na minha casa, às 3h15 da madrugada.
Faz horas que eu tô ouvindo um barulho aqui, então eu resolvi filmar pra vocês. Não sei, mas parece que tinha alguém, sei lá, fazendo um barulho, mexendo aqui na varanda de casa. Eu tô sozinho hoje. Minha mãe saiu, foi lá pra minha tia. Hoje eu tô sozinho, então...
Tinha alguma coisa mexendo na chave da porta.
Quando eu tô sozinho. Hã? Oi? A chave tá balançando. Olha só, não para. Gente, olha só, eu vou acender até a luz. Olha isso. Olha só, cara, que sinistro. Ela fica mexendo e não para. Ó, eu vou ficar até longe, ó. Olha lá. Não para de mexer. Olha isso, cara. Eu tô ouvindo um barulho, eu tô achando... Acho que é isso, a chave tava mexendo, não sei. Olha, não para. Ai, credo, velho, que susto. Nossa, sinistro essas horas, velho. Acho que não tem ninguém acordado essas horas. Só eu, aqui dentro de casa. Eu vou dormir com a luz acesa hoje, quero nem saber. Eu odeio dormir sozinho em casa, odeio. Não tem motoqueiro na rua ainda. Mas tem uma coisa que eu detesto, é dormir sozinho em casa. Cara, mas que sinistro. Que isso, cara? Olha isso. Olha aí, o ventilador. Tá doido e tá desligado, tá fora da tomada. Deixa eu acender o... Ó. Olha isso. Olha lá. Não, tá de brincadeira comigo, né? Olha aqui. Tá fora da tomada ela. Ah não, velho. Na moral mesmo. Tá de brincadeira mesmo, né?
In the footage, some keys start moving all by themselves, jingling in slow, unnatural motions. Leandro opens the door to check behind it, but there's nothing there. Just as he steps back into the sitting room, the orange fan behind the door begins to spin, even though it's clearly unplugged. His voice in the video shakes a little, caught between disbelief and panic. After the clip ends, Leandro puts the phone down and starts walking through the house, checking every corner, but it's the same story. No one's there. He calls his mum to tell her what happened, but she doesn't really know what to say. That night, he didn't sleep much. The clip was real, the fan moved, the keys moved. He's now starting to think whatever's in that house isn't just a presence, it might be aware of him. On a recent video on this channel, we looked into a household with a haunted pantry, and the poor owners had no idea what steps to take to eradicate the spirit from their home. It was a huge, everyday disturbance, and would do strange things such as show itself as an apparition behind the glass door, or physically open it, and they had enough. One day, the father decided to call a ghost hunting agency to come over and try to figure out the spirit's motivations whilst he stayed with his girlfriend. And once they arrived, this is what their camera caught.
What? Okay, we just got off the phone with the agent. Okay. Now we're going back to the location to see if anything has changed with the pantry door. It's still closed. Still closed. As you can see, this is the actual house. Whether or not I can see something in there is...
Oh my god. I swear there's some movement. I swear there's some movement.
In the door, I thought that was just a reflection.
Upon their first glance into the house, they spotted something behind the pantry, and it immediately confirmed that the house owner was not raising any false alarms. Now all that they needed to do was develop a strategy of how to approach things. After literally 5 minutes of thinking, they managed to conjure one up, and with that solved, they approached the pantry.
Still 12:35. I gotta be done. What are we going upstairs for? Let's wait. It's 12:31. What are you doing, man? Still not a big shot just in case. Maybe she's late. It's probably turning on a minute. This is good.
Okay, let's go to the house. Yeah. Back it up here. Ready to go.
I was just kidding, dude. It's like 12:33. I'm just kidding. We should. Yeah, let me hold one, dude.
It's brighter. Let me adjust it.
Sure, you can keep one on the pantry.
The door is closed, right?
Keep it up. Keep the door open, dude. Keep it open when we go upstairs. Is that how it works?
We're going upstairs. No ghost at 12:34.
You chilling here? We should leave out the front. Alright. Or do you want to move the back? Anyone up here?
Chris. Chris, where'd you go? Did you open the pantry? Did you just open the pantry? Is it open? I heard the pop.
You want to go check it out?
Let's go check it out.
I think the ghost opened the pantry, dude. No food in there, though. No way.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I heard it. I told you. Oh my god.
That's gnarly, dude. Dude, you didn't open it? That's pretty nice.
Oh my god, I fucking told you I heard it. I heard it.
Dude, that's cool. I'm going back in.
Chris, I'm out of here, Monas. Let's go. I'm out of here.
Do you want to lock it, though?
Did you not hear it? Did you not?
I heard it open, dude. That's pretty gnarly.
For quite some time, it seemed that the group would not be able to antagonize the pantry ghost into doing anything spooky for their entertainment. Sometimes ghosts are intelligent enough to realize that the people present are not victims, rather people preying on its downfall, so they stay a bit low-key. But when the crew all went upstairs, it couldn't resist. The pantry door opened itself obnoxiously loudly, as if the spirit was trying to lure the group back downstairs. If this was its overall goal with this sudden movement, though, it was a success because everybody wanted to make sure this was on camera, and coming down led to even more footage. The spirit had awoken.
a.m. 12:03 a.m.
Oh my God.
This was a huge compilation of what the crew were able to capture on that fateful night, and if anyone was in denial of a spiritual presence beforehand, then they should definitely have come to terms with it now. The group are now working with the house owner to come up with possible solutions on how to actually banish the spirit, which is the hard part of the investigation. Make sure to wish them some luck in the comments in case one of them manages to stumble across this video. Regardless, I send my luck. Ian, also known as the Midwest Ghost Hunter, is known for his expeditions to all sorts of haunted places, and the clip that I am about to expose your poor eyes to is from one of these adventures. Ian was visiting a haunted theater all by himself for his YouTube audience, and for quite some time, absolutely nothing happened. Eventually, he stumbled across the largest seating room in the entire complex, though, and this is when he realized somebody or something was in the room alongside him.
Hello? Is there somebody up there? Okay. All right. I gotta go up there. I'm hearing weird noises up there. Hello? Who's up there? If you're up there, could you make another sound? Okay. There's all kinds of weird noises going on up there, so I'm gonna go up there right now and see what's going on. I thought I may have heard somebody up here. Who's up here right now? I know for sure I heard some weird noises up here, and I'm the only one in this building. So, who would be making those noises? That's why I like ghost hunting alone. Because anytime I hear something, I know for sure it's not a person.
A metal clang could be heard when he asked for any sign of presence, and he immediately went up the stairs to check. As expected, nothing was up there, so subscribe to continue this story in the next video. The following video was captured in Germany by a man called Tom Kern, and it was really choking. For his entire life, he had no belief in the paranormal, and the fact that something suddenly changed, this was crazy. He was sitting in his home one day, minding his own business, when he heard a weird sound from the kitchen, so decided to go and check it out. Curious, he brought a camera with him to see what was up, and that is when this was caught.
Så jetzt haben wir wirklich einen Hausgeist. Das kann jetzt keiner mehr aufstreiten. Bist du deppert? Das klappt mir echt keine Sau. Alter Schwede!
Out of nowhere, the cabinet opened on its own accord, and it was almost as if someone or something had deliberately done it. In order to make things even more spooky, a canister of some sort dropped out of the cabinet without any human contact, and this was clearly captured on the camera. I wish Tom luck in banishing this spirit, because I know for sure if he doesn't, this thing will be a real pest. One of the most common reactions to finding out your house is haunted is trying to gather as much evidence as possible, because in this modern society, it's almost impossible to make people believe you. The people that actually have belief in these paranormal happenings are painted out to be psychopathic or just outright weird, which forces the victims to get real and raw footage. Our next clip is an example of somebody trying to do that, and it took place in a kitchen. Victor was convinced his home was haunted, but just wanted evidence, which is why this recording came about. So have a look.
Go!
As insane as this is to believe, the pan literally started to float, which would scare the living hell out of anybody. Victor proceeded to throw it into the trash the next day and see no more of it, and in fairness, it did stop the ghost from coming back. Who knows if it got recycled though, because if it has been, who knows who will deal with the ghost next. There is a saying that a lot of people who believe in the spiritual world tend to use, and it is, don't whistle past midnight because it might disturb the spirits. Whenever someone says this, they usually get a weird look, but a man called Wyatt decided to put it to the test. For the past few nights, he's been whistling with the deliberate intention of disturbing ghosts, and in this clip, he tried to get it on camera. Did he succeed? Well, I'll let you take a look and find out for yourself.
Like right now, I'm just sitting here in my living room. We're about to move. We're getting the hell out of here. I'm playing some video games. And like people are saying, oh, how do you know which cabinet's going to open? It's always the same cabinet. Watch. Okay. Oh, hold on. Watch this. This is going to creep you out. You guys, if you don't believe me, there's nobody in here. Seriously. Holy shit. You guys, seriously, you guys have asked for it.
Upon whistling, the cabinet opened, which pretty much proved the old saying. Just to be sure that this wasn't any sort of anomaly though, Wyatt did it again, and this time, the door behind him came open with a sudden jolt. He picked up the camera to prove that nobody was on the other side, and when he came back into the original room, every single cabinet and drawer was open. The weirdest thing about this is that none of them made any noise, and this happened almost silently. If you can deny the existence of ghosts after this clip, then you must be insane. After the incident, Wyatt went into a huge phase of trying to discover what caused the haunting. He spoke to several professionals in the industry, watched educational videos on YouTube, and even started going to church in hopes that that would perhaps have an effect on the ghost's power. Eventually, he found a hint, and an expert told him to consider items he had brought in from other countries, because ghosts can sometimes attach in that way. So Wyatt thought of his foreign currency pile immediately. This was more than certainly the right call.
Okay, so you guys have asked me to check in on this. I told you it'd take me a few days to settle down. I think I pinpointed the cause of this ghost, and I honestly think it's this money. I have this money from all over the world. Australia, Malaysia, Japan, Hong Kong. But anytime I get close to this change here, I feel this. I'm gonna move closer and listen. Ah, dude. Just real quick, this is part of what's in the box that I've been searching out to figure out what's in there. Dude. Oh! Right, damn it, too. I'm not playing with this anymore, dude. I mean, it's even back here. I'm not. That's from Dubai, Afghanistan, Iraq, Canada, Mexico. That hurt.
Putting the noises to the side, the most crazy part of this clip was the change collapsing to the ground alongside the box, because Wyatt managed to keep the entire surrounding area in frame, and nothing could have caused this. Immediately after, he sent it to the person who told him this, who agreed to come over and have a little investigation themselves. The only problem with this was that it was going to take him 1 whole week to find time to visit, which was way too long to be dealing with an evil spirit. This made every night horrible and on edge for Wyatt, with the one that I am about to showcase in particular being the worst. The time was 3 o'clock in the morning when this took place.
I keep hearing sounds in my bathroom. I don't know what it is. I haven't whistled, I haven't messed with this thing. Holy crap. No freaking way. Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you see that? It's okay. Okay, you'll say I'm cutting, so I'm gonna go nice and slow here. Right there. There's no way somebody slipped out right there. My back's against the wall. There's nothing in the closet. No feet, no nothing. Holy crap. Nope. Not tonight.
Despite being a deep sleeper, Wyatt was awoken by mysterious noises coming from his bathroom, and he was 100% sure that it was the spirit. However, he hadn't whistled or messed with it in any way, so it made no sense as to why it chose to make an appearance. When the noises wouldn't stop, Wyatt started filming and caught some sort of shadow apparition in the doorway. It was undeniably that of a ghost, and it was unfortunate that he had to wait so long for professional help. To his fortune, it came, and the ghost was eradicated eventually though. The following video was captured in Germany by a man called Tom Kern, and it was really choking. For his entire life, he had no belief in the paranormal, and the fact that something suddenly changed, this was crazy. He was sitting in his home one day, minding his own business, when he heard a weird sound from the kitchen, so decided to go and check it out. Curious, he brought a camera with him to see what was up, and that is when this was caught.
Okay, I was just hearing some scary noises coming from the entrance, and this just happened. I'm out here in my living room again, which is right by where that chair moved the other night, and I don't know, there's just been like scary shit going on around that. What was that? Oh shit! Oh no. What the f***? Okay, this shit is getting too fucked to believe. Okay, Leo, great-grandpa, whatever. I got the key. Oh, shit. I got the keys. I'm gonna try to find whatever they unlock. I feel like that's what you want me to do. Stop scaring the shit out of me. I'm gonna do this. Stop scaring the shit out of me.
Out of nowhere, the cabinet opened on its own accord, and it was almost as if someone or something had deliberately done it. In order to make things even more spooky, a canister of some sort dropped out of the cabinet without any human contact, and this was clearly captured on the camera. I wish Tom luck in banishing this spirit, because I know for sure if he doesn't, this thing will be a real pest. Sometimes things just look too real for it to be a ghost, and this next clip definitely falls under that category. Wataru was in his flat doing everyday activities, such as revising for his degree, when he suddenly realized something was on his desk that shouldn't be. Confused, He picked it up and brought it back to the shelf where it belonged before dropping it to the ground out of pure shock from what he saw.
ตรงนี้ต้องวางตรงนี้เฮ้ยเฮ้ยโว้ใครวะ
What looked like a real person was scraping its hands and face across his window, as if it was trying to escape, so Wataru quickly looked in case someone was going to fall from the building. When he realized nothing was on the other side, that's when he noticed that things were far from okay, and he needed to find help as quickly as possible. In the following video, a mother was sitting with her 2 children when something out of the ordinary happened. Whilst one kid was playing Roblox, the other was pestering her to bits, and she ended up playing with that child to keep them happy. It was then that she claimed a weird feeling swept the room. She felt cold, and almost as if something evil had entered the vicinity. Little did she know that it had.
Look at my mirror. My mirror's cracking by itself.
What's happening? Wait. Wait, stop.
Harry, my mirror is cracking by itself.
It's cracked by so far. Why is it cracking by itself?
I have no f***ing idea.
There's 2 bees.
Yeah, it's really fucking.
Just carry on with it. Right. It's me.
Stay there, don't go near it.
This way. I know. I know. There's a naughty mirror. Wait.
No.
Why is the mirror cracking?
I don't know.
I know. Maybe the naughty seven.
Out of the blue, the mirror cracked on its own accord, and it was obvious that nothing natural caused this to happen. There was absolutely no human contact with the mirror, and furthermore, it didn't collide with anything, let alone with the force to generate such a crack. With all of these facts compiled, it is safe to say that something exterior caused this to happen, with the leading conclusion being a ghost. GhostTube is an app that allows its users to detect ghosts around their household, and one special day when Chris became bored, he decided to give it a shot. He always had a feeling that ghosts were real, and was definitely the type of person to buy into an app like this. It turns out that it was the right decision this time though. For roughly 5 minutes, he was messing around with the app, but just as he was starting to get fed up with it and uninstall it, alongside all the other ghost apps, this happened.
And just to be clear, there's no error, there's nothing on right now. Can you move the other one? Hold up.
Part of his drum played without him being anywhere near it, so Chris decided to go and inspect the kit. It was here that he discovered a handprint that looked as if it belonged to a child, but as he mentioned, he had no kids, and he definitely didn't have any fosters. This begs the question, what caused the drum to play? Well, at the start of the video, there were not any handprints on the kit, so it is evident that the feature was added mid-tape. I'll let you decide what caused this in the comments, but I'm sure we all have the same answer. Now that you've had a guess, I would like to reveal that we actually know the answer to that question now. A few days after this incident, Chris posted another clip to his TikTok page in the exact same property, and it was just as weird. He was hearing tapping noises from one of the bedrooms, so decided to go in and see what was up, and it was pretty crazy. Take a look. Somehow, the door closed by itself at the end, and it was not in a natural manner whatsoever. Upon many attempts at zooming in to expose any tricks that Chris might have used to fake this, nothing was found, which means this clip has to be authentic. Matching it with the fact the drum kit moved too, makes it obvious that this place is haunted, and I advise him to seek help as soon as he possibly can. Ricardo had been believing his house was haunted for a very long period of time, but the only problem was that none of his parents would ever believe him, and he was aware of this. Instead of making them aware of his concerns, Ricardo decided to let the things he saw go unnoticed, no matter how unhinged or out of the blue they were. One day, though, he got a sudden burst of motivation to get help on defeating the poltergeist, so decided to start recording and see what interesting clips he could find. This was one of them. Strangely, lots of things were happening inside of Ricardo's room, and his parents would be beyond imbeciles to watch this clip and believe anything other than a spirit being present. Ricardo used this logic and presented the evidence to them, and they agreed that they would offer him help if he managed to obtain 2 more pieces of evidence. Motivated as ever, Ricardo kept recording in critical moments, and it wasn't long whatsoever until he caught his second clip. This time round, a piece of art on the wall was moving, and Ricardo showed his parents again. This time they were much more concerned due to the item moving being one of their possessions, but without the third piece of evidence they were not going to give their son the benefit of the doubt. Ricardo was not a quitter though, and despite taking a whole fortnight to capture his last piece of evidence, he didn't give up throughout this time period, and it really paid off. Have a watch. Not only did the cabinet actually open itself, but it threw an item out which made it unexplainably abnormal. Ricardo's parents watched this one and finally took a turning point in regards to their attitudes on ghosts. They are in talks with ghost hunters currently, and I wish them the best in securing one at a reasonable price tag. On May the 29th of 2016, Angel and Willie were both in the kitchen when something absurd happened. Roughly 5 minutes before the incident, the two of them were in their rooms having the time of their lives without any clue what was going to happen to them in such a short period of time. Out of nowhere, their father shouted for them both to come downstairs and told them to start making dinner because they wanted to and it was time. Just as they got started, Willie needed the toilet, and when they came back, Angel was in a much different state of mind.
What the?
What are you doing in here?
Watch that drawer. What the heck is that?
Wait, what? You're joking. Are you doing that?
How am I doing that? I'm recording.
Liar.
Really? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go.
As odd as this was, the drawer started opening and closing without any visible force being applied to it, and Angel refused to believe her own eyes. It was because of this that she pulled out her phone and started to film the incident, because the trust in her phone camera far exceeded that of any other visionary source. When the duo went to make their parents aware, they were told to speak to a priest, not them, and listened. Hopefully the person of which they eventually get aid from is of help. This next clip is so insane that experts needed files of evidence to prove that it was a spirit causing it rather than a literal earthquake. The time was 11 o'clock at night, and Vadim was in his room getting ready to rest for the night. It had been a long day for him, and all he wanted was some peace and quiet that coincided with the comfort of his bed. Little did he know that his wishes were not on the agenda of a poltergeist. A note to take before this is that Vadim has never experienced anything of this sort before, so even his reaction is on the abnormal side.
Октября, 2 часа ночи. Вот такое веселье у нас почти каждую ночь. Удовольствие. О, тихо, тихо, ша.
See what I mean by evidence was needed to prove it wasn't an earthquake. I was very surprised when I found out that the place wasn't on the seismic meter. Vadim contacted his landlord shortly after this incident, in hopes that he would be allowed to move to a new place of rent in due course. But with the contract being 6 months, he would need to pay a fee. The sad thing is that Vadim does not have the funds to pay for something like this, so still has to live there for another 2 months. Not even my luck will be able to help him. The following video was recorded by a business owner who specialized in 24/7 security cameras. This meant that the business watched homes every single hour of the day to make sure that nothing was going on, and they had a lot of clients. People buy stuff like this when they believe their house is at high threat, and anything could happen. So working with this business means maximum security at all costs. It may easily be able to help against robbers and general criminals though, but security does nothing to stop a ghost from haunting your dreams. Have a watch.
Every night I'm at work, I be thinking I'm tripping. But you gotta watch this video, y'all. You see that move under the bed? Like I know for a fact this ghost at my client's house. I be seeing, you see it keep moving like right there under the bed? It's moving back and forth. You see it? It's ghost in my client's house. Look under her bed. It'll come out and go back. Now she in bed sleep. She ain't moved an ounce. But do you see how it keep coming out, going back in? This is no joke. My client truly has ghosts in her house. You see it? She don't have a dog, she don't have a cat, but it's always something moving in her room on camera at night. Sometime it'll fly directly across the camera. Be creeping me the heck out, like no doubt. I'm gonna just be still so y'all can see. You see it moving in there again? Look at that. It's moving up by the bed now on the frame. And then you'll see it move again. You see that? I think I'm tripping. Maybe I want to. It's real live ghost in here in her house. And no matter how I turn the camera, that ghost is in that room and it ain't going nowhere.
As you can clearly see, a poltergeist was slipping in and out from under the bed. It was very creepy, and the owner asked the person sleeping for consent to post this, and fortunately, got it, meaning we were able to show you it today. The sleeper claims that it would just have been dust or something, but I think it was something much worse. Meet Ian, also known as the Midwest Ghost Hunter and the most successful YouTube ghost hunter in the entire world. Ian visits all sorts of haunted places for long explorations and gets paid a lot of money to do so, with the following clip being from his visit to an abandoned asylum that was known for hosting many deaths. This place packed tons of thrills that even Ian became frightened of, but he prevailed and compiled a 2-hour video for his fans. On this channel, I've been showing a brief clip from every video, and that does not stop on this one. Enjoy.
Ida, that was you. Could you speak again? It was hard to make out what you were saying. Ida. Why do you still linger here? You know you're free to go, right? I heard that you hung yourself from this broom above me. Why did you do it? Whoa. I keep hearing like her voice, but it's hard to make out any words. Whoa. That sounded a little more intelligible, but still, I can't make out what the words are. Ida, what was going through your mind when you took your own life? What drove you to do such a thing? Trapped here. You felt trapped here? I am so sorry. You know you don't have to stay here anymore, Ida. This place is completely shut down now. You're free to go. Ida, what's it? Whoa. Oh my god. Whoa. Dude. She is screaming. She is screaming through this device. Oh my god, that is terrifying. Why are you screaming, Ida? What's wrong? I have never heard a woman scream through this device before. That is absolutely terrifying. Ida, what is wrong? I want to help you.
The spirit claimed that it was trapped there, and after Ian gave it his full permission to leave the vicinity, it screamed. Any sort of scream is enough to terrify someone, but when it comes from a spirit, the fear factor is bound to be multiplied by 100. I just hope that Ian is now okay. Like and subscribe for more clips from Ian. Jonah had always been a little skeptical about the idea of ghosts, but strange noises in his house had started to make him uneasy. For weeks, things had been happening at odd hours, such as sounds that didn't line up with creaky pipes or wind outside. Eventually, one night, he couldn't ignore it anymore and decided to document what was going on.
Vengo de mi casa. Se escuchan muchos ruidos.
The video begins with him running in fear, his deep breathing echoing through the camera's mic. He steadies himself and starts walking cautiously around the house. When he comes close to the bathroom, the door suddenly slams shut right ahead of him, making him back away quickly. You can hear him whispering "okay" to himself a few times, almost like he's trying to prepare for what's next. He continues his exploration, nervously moving into other rooms until a huge clatter breaks out and he finds items scattered across the floor. Just as he's trying to process that, faint music begins playing, luring him deeper into the house. The clip ends with Jonah walking toward the sound, only to see a child's toy rolling away on its own while still playing music, leaving him completely shaken. Sarah had always suspected her house wasn't entirely hers, often hearing knocks, creaks, and whispers at night that couldn't be explained. After months of second-guessing herself, she finally decided to make a video to document the activity once and for all. She hit record in her kitchen, introducing viewers to her haunted home and explaining how the strange energy had followed her for years, ever since she inherited the place from a distant relative.
Como saben, aquí fue donde la señora falleció. Se cayó en el piso, están remodelando todo y ahorita ya están empezando a escucharse los ruidos. Ay, no. Puede ser posible. ¿Viste eso? Se abrió y este era uno de los lugares favoritos. No manches. Este era uno de los lugares favoritos de la señora. Se abrió la vitrina donde ella guarda todo lo que era su cristalería y todo eso, miren. Y si no saben la historia, aquí falleció la señora. Falleció en esta parte. De aquí de la lavandería. Están remodelando todo porque duró días. Entonces, cuando pasa eso, huele muy mal. Pero esto de verdad me sorprendió. Oye, ¿están escuchando? Se escucha música antigua, pero no hay nadie. No hay nada prendido. O sea, oye, ¿están escuchando la música? No hay tele prendida, no hay nada. Ahorita aquí está mi hija. ¿Escuchaste la tele? ¿El sonido? Sí, es que no pasa nada, no te espantes. No hay nadie ahorita y se está escuchando esa música. Y no es como que digas, está la tele prendida. No hay radios, no hay nada de eso. Ay, no. Estamos tratando de sacar todo, escombrando. Pero esto ahora sí me impresionó. Se abrió solo. Y aquí es donde la señora guardaba cosas antiguas. ¿Te ha pasado esto? ¿Trabajas en un lugar donde haya actos o actividad paranormal? Hoy sí se me enchinó lo que es la piel. Déjame un comentario.
Barely a few seconds into filming, one of the cabinets swung open on its own, catching her completely off guard. Sarah quickly pointed out all the reasons this couldn't be faked, showing the surroundings and dismissing any possible tricks. What stood out most to her, though, was that the cupboard held a piece of fine china passed down through her family. She couldn't shake the feeling that this heirloom might be the reason behind the haunting, like it was anchoring something in the house. Ever since that night, Sarah has grown more convinced of this, but can't bring herself to throw it away.